there was this kind of big bombshell that took place yesterday. Everyone's talking about. Here it is. Jackie Heinrich. It's been a while since we've stepped into the White House press briefing room, folks. Now, if you're new to the Bald Brad Show, we kind of grew and became known for covering the White House press briefings and kind of reacting to it, giving our commentary, calling out this psycho and Jen Psaki. We've been known for that. So much so that 2 White House correspondents, Jackie Heinrich of Fox News, which you're about to see, and then Philip Wegman of Real Clear Politics, well, let's just say we're friendly. Let's just say that. So people go, well, that's bullshit. You only have 60,000 subscribers. I think back then it was like 20,000 or whatever. Why would anybody watch your channel? Okay, well, believe what you want, but here's Jackie Heinrich and Karine Jean-Pierre going at it. So much so that Karine Jean-Pierre, towards the end, it's a little bit of a long clip, she walks off the stage. She leaves again. She can't take it. And this went viral yesterday.
Thank you, Karine. Just to follow up on the pardon question, is a commutation also still off the table?
For who are you talking about?
Oh.
No. I mean, we're not. That's not what we're going to do.
So you had said on Air Force One that the president would not consider a commutation of his sentence.
Yeah, that
you're saying that still stands?
Yeah,
okay,
that stands. Yeah.
And then I heard you earlier in the briefing talking about the pandemic's role in the outcome of this election. And it sounds like that is being looked at internally as potentially one of the causes of this outcome. But Richie Torres, the congressman, tweeted, Donald Trump has no greater friend than the far left, which has managed to alienate historic numbers of Latinos, Blacks, Asians, and Jews from the Democratic Party with absurdities like defund the police or From the River to the Sea or Latinx. Is the administration, the campaign, the Democratic Party looking at the pandemic as the cause rather than, is that easier than looking in the mirror?
Let's step back here. I think I've been, and the president and the vice president has been pretty clear in understanding that the American people have spoken and respecting that. I think we have tried to be incredibly respectful of what happened 2 nights ago. And we're going to continue to do that.
I mean, the Democrats have literally come out and said, you guys, that, oh, well, you guys sit there supporting a felon, a racist, a Nazi, the guy's going to destroy the country. The hell are you talking about, Karine?
And I'm not going to speak to every person in the Democratic Party who has an opinion or a thought. I'm just not. It is not something that I'm going to do. I talked about the political toll on incumbent parties around the world as a data point, right? As something that we have seen pretty consistently with G7 allies in this time. And obviously, one of the things that occurred was the pandemic. It did. It caused disruption. It caused the supply chain to be disrupted and caused the economy to be turned upside down. While we put policies, and we are, in fact, leading the world on the economy, it doesn't stop the fact that there has been a political toll for incumbents. That is something that I'm telling you as a data point to share, because we know that you guys would have questions. That's a data point that I'm using. And I'm also saying that there's going to be election experts in the next days, weeks, months, who are going to, again, looking under the hood, kick the tires, trying to figure out exactly what happened.
You guys, I hand the guy, I'm being sincere right now, I have no idea what the hell she's talking about. The question was, hey, you're kind of blaming everything on the pandemic. Is that legit? And then she just starts rambling. Not a clue.
2 nights ago. And so they're the pundits. They're going to speak to that. They're the experts. And so we'll have more information as they look at the data. And so we'll leave that to them. And so I'm offering you our perspective, our thoughts, how we're going to move forward in the next 74 days. And I think what Americans should be assured of is that this is a president that's going to put the American people first.
She better be talking about Donald Trump. She better be talking about Trump, because I'll tell you what, Joe ain't doing it. You kidding me? Joe went on vacation again. Joe went on fucking vacation again. He was kicking his feet in the beaches of Delaware. Don't give me this shit. It's a fucking hurricane. The guy goes on vacation.
That's what people can be assured for.
Is that examination happening at all inside, though? Because as Gabe mentioned, this administration messaged to millions of Americans that they're going to wake up the day after the election, if Trump won and have their rights stripped away, that democracy would crumble. And the president said today we're going to be okay. So how do you square that?
I can't square that. I'm going to square that in a way that hopefully makes sense, because I've been answering this question multiple times. The American people made the decision. There was an election 2 nights ago. There was. And it was a free and fair election. And we respect the election process. We do. And Americans spoke. And so the job of the president...
They don't respect the election process, by the way. They actually wanted illegal immigrants to vote. That's why we saw it had to go up to the Supreme Court in Virginia to remove 1,600 illegal immigrants, self-described illegal immigrants, along with their proof of citizenship of their lack of. We had to work with the Supreme Court to get that removed. You're allowing this stuff to happen. And like the state of Michigan, you just needed a student ID to vote. So basically you could be a, Chinese national and vote, which is what we saw. Don't give us this crap, Karine.
President is to make sure we respect that. The job of the president is to make sure that we have a peaceful transfer of power. That is what the American people deserve. And that's what we're going to, it's not complicated. It's truly as simple as that. As simple as that. The president called the president-elect, invited him to the White House. You know why? Because that's customary. That is customary. That is what you do. If you respect what the American people decided, that's what you do. And that's what the president's going to make sure that the Trump transition.
Now, you guys might be wondering, what the hell was the question again? Well, Jackie Heinrich made the statement of, hey, you know what? You guys were saying if Donald Trump's elected, basically the country's over, right? Everything's going to crumble. You're all screwed, all these things. Well, then he comes out and says, oh, everything's going to be okay. Like, how do you square that? How do you fearmonger for all these days and months ahead of the election, and then the day after, literally hours after Donald Trump was elected, hey, don't worry, everything's going to be okay? Like, how does that make sense? Where's the answer, Karine?
Position has what it needs, which is being led obviously by our chief of staff here. Why? Because the president wants to lead by example. It's not complicated. It really isn't. And that's important.
By example is the message to people who are fearful based on what the messaging was about the state.
Well, now you're just twisting everything around, and that's really unfair. No, it is. No, Jackie, it's unfair, because I've been standing here trying to be very respectful to what happened the last 2 nights ago. Being respectful. I've been standing here saying that we respect the decision that the American people made. I've been standing here and saying that the president's going to put the American people first. I've been standing here talking about how the president's going to make sure that they get what they deserve, which is a peaceful transfer of power. I do not appreciate having my words twisted. That is, I have been very clear, very clear about what the president wants to do, and the vice president. We want to make sure that we deliver for the American people. They deserve a peaceful transfer of power, and that's what you're going to see. Thanks, everybody.
There she goes. She's running off. So that went viral yesterday. Yeah, Joe Biden. It's amazing. You guys, again, as somebody that covers a lot of these White House press briefings for now 4 years straight, it's always been the same messaging. They haven't changed. Oh, he's going to sit there and act on and for the American people. And he's never done it. She's a freaking liar. She's a chronic liar. She basically stole $180,000 from us a year because she hasn't done her job. She hasn't sat there and answered a question in 3.5, 4 years. She consistently lied to the press, which we've covered here. And I actually responded to Jackie Heinrich yesterday on X, and I told her, I said, hey, you know what? This is why I told you that I don't understand why you are always being nice to this woman when she acts like a bee to you all the time. She is just disrespectful to you majority of the time. I don't understand. Maybe it's professionalism that Jackie's trying to do and the others in the room. But this woman does not answer anybody's questions. She's lied to you, meaning she doesn't have any respect for you whatsoever. I don't understand why you are so nice to her. So good on Jackie there for kind of pushing and kind of creating a question that, clearly spooked Karine Jean-Pierre and freaked her out a little bit.